What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, and welcome to Lactic Acid. I'm your host, Dominique Smith. Today, I have a certified baller shot caller. He is one of the fastest kids in the nation. Been doing it big for a couple years now, committed to USF, which I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm so happy for you. But as a UCF alum, I'm like, why couldn't we get a male track team so he can come to the nights and everything? But that's all good. He is faster than your average Joe or Sue, and he's only just beginning. None other than the legend from Port Orange Atlantic, the Sharks, brother Aiden Dixon. Aiden, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me on today. It's a
Yes.
pleasure. And yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to talk with you. I'm gonna share the story about the first time I saw Aiden run and how crazy that was. But I gotta ask you this because I've been asking it to everybody, but we're gonna tweak it up a little bit. We're gonna tweak the question a little bit. All right, so let's
Gotcha.
just say the good people from the Grammys and Food Network went to, well, they've been following your success on the track. They saw you kill it this indoor track season, and they say, yo, this young brother is killing it. We need to do a promotion that centers around his awesomeness and to celebrate all the great things he's doing on and off the track. So here's what they want to do for you, man. So Food Network, no, I gotta start with the Grammys. The Grammys said, listen, granted, it's a year away, but we want to figuratively and literally roll out the red carpet for him. So you get to attend the Grammys with any musical artist, your favorite musical artist. You get to be their guests. Get hang out with them, go backstage, VIP, all the works. So that's what the Grammys needs to know from you. Food Network needs to know, all right, does he like pizza? Does he like hamburgers? And he gets to custom make it. Or if he's like, nah, I don't like pizza or hamburgers, there's a dish that I cannot live without. You get a chance to tell them what that is, and they will put it on every menu in that's they're affiliated with. So pretty much if it's like pizza, go with pizza. If it's hamburger, you go with hamburger. If you like bump that, I'm going with something else, you roll with that. And last but not least, they were like, yo, we also want to up the ante. They want you to create your own custom potato chip. So pretty much what they're gonna need from you, and if you don't want to do chips, you can do ice cream. You can do your own custom ice cream. So what is needed
Okay.
from you? You're going to the Grammys, but who are you going with? What musical artists are you attending that the awards with? What's your it's either custom burger or pizza, or if you're like whatever, nah, there's a meal I can't live without. You tell them what that is, and then they're gonna put it on every menu, and your custom potato chip or custom ice cream.
I would probably go with Drake.
Okay.
I think I would definitely go with Drake.
Why Drake?
That's that's just like a once in a lifetime thing. Like
Yeah,
it's the biggest artist in the world,
I'm with that.
worldwide. So yeah, I would definitely have to say Drake for the
All
musical
right.
artist. Um Food, a burger, I definitely bacon cheeseburger.
Okay.
Um, but maybe favorite dish, I might have to say lemon pepper salmon.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I think I would say that
I like that.
with some rice on the side.
What
Definitely.
wait, whoa, whoa, what kind of rice though?
It could be yellow or white rice, but I remember at like this restaurant near us, they do the salmon with white rice and they have like this raspberry sauce
Oh.
that goes over it. And it was I questioned it at first, but it was actually really good.
I would
So
have I would have questioned that too. Like, why are you putting fruit on salmon? Oh, lemon pepper salmon. I had lemon
yeah,
pepper salmon once, and I can say I would not a lot of people make that, unfortunately, but man, that slaps
yeah.
when it's made right. All right, so what we doing? Ice cream or chips? See,
Ooh,
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let you do both. I'm gonna let you do both.
okay. For ice cream, There's a lot of flavors.
You could pick 2 flavors and then you could just make it your own.
Okay, I'm gonna take churros
Churro.
and fudge.
Ooh,
Churros and fudge. Yeah,
I
I'm
can
gonna
rock
mix
with
that
that.
up.
I can rock with that. I can rock with that. I've Oh man, that would be really good. See, that's innovative. I actually hope they make that. I like that. What would you do for a potato chip though?
Damn, not sure. This is like
Tough, isn't it?
there's a lot you could do with the potato chip.
And there's also a lot that you could do wrong with potato chips.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something more savory than sweet, but
I actually think a lemon pepper potato chip.
I was thinking about that because of the salmon. I was thinking about a lemon pepper potato chip too
Oh
when I
man,
when I said that. Lemon
dog.
pepper potato chip, maybe dang. I might just have to say lemon pepper potato chip.
Listen,
That doesn't sound bad.
uh, man, I'm still thinking about that churro and fudge ice cream. Man, that sounds. Hey, man, listen, you may be on to something. I'm not even kidding. But listen, I rock with every one of those answers, man. So jumping into it, so the first time that I saw you run
Yes, sir.
was April 25th. It was last year, Lake Highland District Championships. It was hotter than none other that day. Uh and how Lake Highland is, pretty much the way their bleachers are kind of set up, you are just launched into the sun if you do not sit on the visiting side at least. And so for whatever reason, I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to the visiting side. And I started talking with your coach, Coach Frankie. Um, Good dude. Appreciated him messaging me. And so we talked for God, I don't even know how long. Then the 400 kicks off. And so I was there to see the kid from Mount Bird who ran 45.78.
Yeah.
But your coach was like, yo, got a kid from my school. I'm telling you, dude, you gotta watch out for him. And I was like, all right, yeah. What is his name? It's like his name's Aiden. And I was like, all right. And you pushed him like it was neck and neck until the end. He pulled away a little bit at the end. But I was like, yo, who is this kid? It's like, is that the dude you're talking about? He said, yeah. He said, listen, he's only a junior. And I was like, goodness gracious. Turn around. You do the same exact thing in the 200. And I was like, coach, like who is this kid? Like he's a junior. He said, listen, I'm telling you, he's next. So it doesn't surprise me when he sends me a message when you running 46.98 and then like 2 hours later hawking somebody down in the 400. So running a 45.3 split in early March, which is just insane to me, man. But I was impressed from the first time that I saw you take the track. So, from your words, how has this season been for you? And just talk about the journey leading up to where you are now.
So I started track. I started running my sophomore year of high school. I was
Wow.
only playing basketball. Going into my sophomore season of basketball, the new head coach he wanted all his players to run cross country for conditioning. So that was my first time competitively running at that level. I ran cross country, went into basketball, and then we just got our coaches, our new coach team that we have now. We just got those my sophomore year. So I went into track with them after basketball season. Um, Trained for like maybe a week and a half before the actual track season started because the basketball season goes on pretty late.
Yeah.
Um, I trained. Yeah, I ran I ran like everything. I ran the 1 to the 8 last year too, and my sophomore year. I went to states for the 400 my sophomore year. I came sixth overall, ran 49.1, I think.
Hmm.
I didn't know where that placed me exactly. Um, didn't really do anything over the summer for training, just kind of sat around, whatever. But going into my junior year, I dropped basketball, um, and just said I wanted to focus on track.
Wow.
Did cross country again, but skipped basketball, took like a 2 week break, started training again for track. Then I opened up, my season opener was 48-46 at East Coast Classic. So I opened up with the PR, and then I think the next meet I ran 47, and then it just kept dropping and dropping. That showed me my potential I had. So I was just I was after last year, especially my junior year, we went to states, we won the 4x4. Um, that was big for me and our school individually because we haven't had something like that for our track team in a long time. So I just yeah, and then this is my first indoor season.
Hmm.
I was able to finish it running 46.98 indoor.
Yep.
That was definitely big for me. I had another Montverde kid push me for that race. Um,
Yeah, I forgot the
and
race name.
then I had the honor to go up to Nike and run an indoor there. Had a good time. Besides just running, just going around the city and everything. And I opened up my outdoor PR with also a 46.95, and then like you said, the split. So it's only the beginning. Haven't ran 400s since then. So just been training, getting ready for Florida relays. That's my next run.
And so yeah, that's at the end of March, the 28th through the 30th through the 1st. What was it like to see your name and your face and your picture on the big boards of New York City the night before the
Um,
race?
it was when they told us they were going to bring us because they had everyone meet in the the center of the hotel before they brought us all on the van. They took us when they said billboard, I wasn't thinking like Times Square, the big billboard. I thought it was just like somewhere on the side. But once we got there, oh, and also they also had Marvin Bracy there as well.
Yep.
I got to talk with him and take pictures with him as well. So that was also an honor. But yeah, they took us there. They had us take like a professional photo shoot with our photos. I got some of Marvin Bracy. That night was a long night, but it was definitely worth everything.
Yeah, Marvin. So I graduated high school in 2012, and so Marvin went to Boone, which was 3 miles from high school. So I saw him compete all the time because he competed on our track, and so definitely kind of fall into that lineage of dominance in Central Florida. What is maybe a piece of advice that he gave you that stuck out?
Um, Florida speed. I know I've talked to Curtis Mitchell as well.
Yeah,
He actually went to my high school, so
yeah,
I know I've been talking to a few professional athletes from Florida. It's just nice to have that connection too, because it's not every day you get to talk to people that were at the top of your own sport. So it was definitely an honor getting to talk to either of them whenever I can.
what is it that you love the most about track and field? So much so that you quit hooping and so did you run cross country this year too?
No, I sat
Okay,
out for cross country.
because I was like that this might be the first time I've heard of a 400, a 1, 2, and a 4 guy running cross country preseason. Which is, listen, this totally fine because it is great for conditioning and team bonding. I'm not with getting up bright early in the morning for meets, but yeah, what is it that you love the most about the sport?
I would definitely say, I would definitely say practice is okay. It's definitely a lot harder than a meet. But once we're at the meet, especially competitive meets, the team coming together to cheer on people, and then it's something about like the 4x4, wherever four legs are on it with you. Like you got to put all your trust in them. You gotta make sure they know what they got to do. They got to know what they got to do. Um, so I would definitely say team bonding and the 4x4.
Let's get to some off track stuff, and then we'll talk about your commitment. And I want you to break down that insane race, that insane comeback running 45-3. What are three things that people do not know about Aiden Dixon?
Um, um, dang, I don't really outside of being like an athlete, I guess. I don't really like publicity as like a person more than just an athlete because at school I don't really talk a lot. So
Yeah,
most people just know me as an athlete and whatever. But I don't like uh, it's
you low key,
yeah, like I don't mind like people saying what's up and everything, but it's definitely different being an athlete and everyone kind of knowing you around school.
yeah,
But I don't like I'm not asking for any extra attention being an athlete. I just
right,
like being in my own zone. So
yeah, yeah. You stay in your own
yeah.
lane. All right, give me two more. We're gonna get to the hooping aspect because I got some hooping questions for you. But but now you're a video game guy. Are you a chef up in the kitchen? Little things like that.
Oh yeah. I haven't played as much, but I definitely used to be playing like Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege,
Oh,
Warzone, Mortal Kombat.
oh,
I,
okay,
I hop every once in a while, but yeah,
okay, okay.
I definitely a
All right,
gamer.
all right. We'll get to that too. And one more. Said just one more. I said it didn't have to be deep or anything. Just maybe a little fun fact.
That's hard to think of just like on the spot. There's probably so much things I could say too.
So you
I mean, for for shoes, I only wear Vans and Converses.
really
Yeah, that's like my whole wardrobe and PJ pants. I only wear PJ pants too.
to school and everything?
Yeah, school, track meets, PJ pants.
I get track meets because they're like the low key version of sweats. Uh, but to school.
Yeah, I got on PJs right now. I got on Greenwich PJs. I got Bulls PJs. I got everything.
My
All
mom,
superheroes.
my mom would probably light me on fire if I went to school with pajamas on. So your mom doesn't care? Nothing
No,
like,
I have on like right now is like a regular outfit for me. I just get like a hoodie and then some PJs.
oh wow. Okay. Listen, I ain't mad at it. School I went to, they would have lit us into the sun if we had done that. But all right, so this you say you're a gamer. So you gave me Warzone, Call of Duty, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So how good are you? Don't be modest. Don't be tell me the truth. How are you about that Call of Duty life?
When I first, cause my first like advanced console was the Xbox One, and that's when I got Black Ops 3. I was
Okay.
Master Prestige in that game. Like I was on it every day. I had no life. Um, back when Rainbow was in its prime, probably like 2018, 2019. I was plat one, so I was like
Ooh,
one thing away from diamond. I never
jeez.
hit diamond though. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, and then for sports, I played 2K up to like 21. Haven't really played it since then. And then Madden, I never really got into Madden because I wasn't that good at it. But definitely
S-
like first person shooter, third person shooter games.
Okay,
Those are definitely
eh,
mine.
so with 2K, I just want I'm
Yeah.
curious about this. Did that game feel like it changed up to you, like for the worse as it kind of went
Mm,
on?
yeah. I definitely think once after, because 21 was like the first, it was that's when they switched up the archetypes again. And
Yeah.
then 22 and 23, unless you had a next gen console. If they
Mhm.
basically, that's a lot of sports games, they force you to upgrade if you really wanted to play the actual game because the regular game was just the same thing.
Yeah, it's the most irritating thing because like there's so many different nuances on I've even seen it just on like watching on the computer. Like
Yeah.
somebody will have like a Xbox console, somebody will have like a PS4 or PS5, whatever. And the game, the crap, everything is like night and day. It's like what? Like what
Yeah.
the heck? And so that's like the most annoying thing. But who is your team in 2K? Everybody has that one team, and I've heard some interesting answers. Like somebody had the Rockets when the Rockets were terrible. I mean, the Rockets still are terrible, but like when they were really right when CP3 and Harden left, like people started playing with the Rockets.
I'm gonna
Uh,
say I'm gonna say currently right now, I'm gonna have to go with the Grizzlies. I don't care what people have to say about Ja Morant.
listen, he's tough on that game though. He is tough on that game. I will give you that. Memphis is a good team, but he's like the only player that
Yeah,
gets
he's
buckets.
definitely the star player of the team. Another
So
2K is Giannis. It's so
oh,
hard to stop Giannis on 2K. It's like a 7 foot point guard.
it's not even that. Like you can trap him at the top of the key, but he
Yeah,
just jumps over you and like you
that's like he
cannot.
can just blow by
Yes,
every single time.
and then defensively he blocks every shot. Like I hate Giannis. Um I hate like they make him so good on that game. Um I'll tell you who they did. Well, I'm not gonna say they did him dirty, but like Russell Westbrook was like a 74 like
Yeah, he
one
was.
of the on one of the games. And I was like, dang, that is
Yeah, I
that
think that was last year. That was just they started him off as like a 70. Yeah, that was
I
that
was
was
like,
tough.
and then James Harden. James Harden is so much better on that game than he is in real life. Like at least now. At least now. At least now. So man, Giannis, I don't know. It's like weird. Half the crap you see him do like in the NBA, like you can see him doing now. But Ja is tough because Ja is like
Yeah,
so short on that game, but he dunk he dunks on everybody in that game.
yeah.
I
He's
yeah,
not he's not afraid of anyone. He
no.
he tries
So
to he'll try to go up on anyone
which is
that
like what he
he
does
can.
in real
Yeah.
life, essentially. Tell me about your time. So who were you as a hooper? Were you like Ja? Will you hoop? Like did you have those
No,
kind of ups?
I was I'd say I was like a Dennis Rodman. I didn't really
Dennis
care
Rodman.
about scoring, but I was always on defense, and I played like freshman and sophomore year. I was the smallest or the tallest on our team. I was only like 6 foot though. I was playing center,
A
but I had to
six
go
foot
up.
center?
I had to go up with everyone. So
A six
I
foot
can
center.
I could definitely still dunk though.
Okay.
I could definitely still dunk.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody that is under the age of 30 mention Dennis Rodman. So were you like a primetime Bulls fan?
uh no, I just like anytime I'm on 2K, With my friends, we always play quick play online, and we always use all time teams. So like I know like a lot of the old school players that are like best rated on their team and everything. But I've also watched like documentaries too, so the basketball. So
But Dennis
yeah,
Rodman was crazy. I don't see you
yeah.
being
Yeah.
like,
Oh no, I'm not like crazy. I'm just talking about play style, not like him as a person. Definitely
oh,
not.
oh, he was crazy play
Yeah,
style too. But I listen, Dennis Rodman was arguably the best rebounder of all time. That is
yeah. He was.
that is that is crazy. Like I never figured you as Dennis Rodman. I figured you more like Steph Curry or something like that.
Mm-mm. I didn't. I didn't. I never really cared for scoring. I just wanted to play defense and get rebounds.
That is so rare. I'm sure they were devastated, like when you stopped playing basketball.
They tried to get me back the past 2 years, but
Nah,
no.
nah.
It takes too long to get back into
Yeah,
basketball. I feel like once you stop playing after a while, all the mechanics, all the plays you got to learn. Nah,
nah, it's
I
too
can't do
it's too
that.
much. Like you said, basketball season, like pretty much go from cross country to basketball. Then you really can't take time off because you got to jump straight to track.
Yeah,
So that's just like two. Because if your team is not good, you're done in what late January or early February.
yeah.
Um, and then you
And
know,
but then yeah, preseason meet is like February 18th, I think it
mm-hmm,
was.
yep,
So
yeah. So nah, that would be too much. So you live in Port Orange. Are you a beach goer?
I'll go if I'm going with someone, but I would never go by myself.
No, you see, I personally think the beach is overrated.
It definitely is, especially when you lived here your whole life. I know everyone's coming down right now on spring break, going to the beach, but nah,
No,
I
I don't.
I've been
I
there enough.
I feel the same way about like Disney and like Universal stuff like that.
Universal, yeah,
Yeah, just once you've been once or twice, then you've been 1,000 times. So it's like people who can go to the theme parks. I was like, I don't understand y'all because I can't. Once or twice was good for
yeah.
me. Um, no, the beach is like the end of the country to me. Like it's just, I just like I've been there. Like when I was in high school, like I would go, and it was just like, okay, we're just sitting here in the hot sun in the sand in water you really can't get into. like like like
Yeah.
we're like what are we doing? Um, but nah, that's good. What do you do for enjoyment when you're not running track though? We already got the video games part down. But I'm always curious what athletes, especially young high school athletes, like what is life like for them?
If I'm not playing the game, um, I might just be watching YouTube or Netflix, Hulu, anything, or going out to eat with friends, like breakfast or lunch or whatever.
I'm curious because I don't know if I've been up to Port Orange one. What's like the go-to food place up there? Like breakfast spot?
Breakfast, honestly, I'm not sure like what a lot of other high schoolers do because I don't. Most of them probably have jobs
But like
starting in the morning.
for you.
Me, I would definitely say another broken egg. That's a really good spot.
Oh yeah.
Um, that's yeah, that's probably my favorite spot. Another broken egg for breakfast.
I have I've eaten there more times than I care for. But I always have to give them props because they were the only people to make me a fried chicken omelet. And it was one of the it was a I'm just ask them. And then they have those fake beignets like when you first get in there. That's really good. Another broken egg, fried chicken omelet, wherever you are, ask them. It's all they're doing is just cutting chicken tenders up, putting eggs and cheese in it, but it slaps. It is legit, and I'm actually getting hungry. But
Yeah.
let's switch gears. Then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Why USF? What was it about the Bulls that you fell in love with that made you want to go there?
It was the first team to reach out to me.
Mhm.
Coach Jenkins. I actually spoke. That was the first person I spoke with. I didn't even speak to like a recruiter or anything. Coach Jenkins was the first one to reach out to me. So that made me like for him to go out his way and do it himself. That definitely spoke a lot to me. And then when I went on the visit, I got to hang out with the team a little bit. Got to go to a football game with the track team. Um, yeah, I just kind of built a bond with them just like off the bat. Definitely really cool people. I'm looking forward to I'm keeping up with their season as well. Twitter, Tiffers, everything like that. But I'm definitely excited to join them next season.
What are they gonna have you specifically as a 400 runner, or are they gonna drop you down to like the 200 or
They'll I think I think I'll definitely still be a 400 runner. I think I'll probably be a 4.2, 4x4 guy
yeah.
until I work on my my speed and my start because although I have respectable marks in the 4 and the 2, my 100, you wouldn't think I run 46. Most guys that run 46 already run 20.21 low and 10. I still have yet to run a 10. So
Oh, you haven't got I think I saw you ran like 11-1, like
yeah,
11-17.
I run 11.1. I still have not run a sub 11 time yet.
But has it like dawned on you that because you're so, 'cause some people start in the sport when they're like 10, 11 years old, even
Yeah,
younger
that
than
I
that.
thought about that too.
But technically, you still don't completely know what you're doing yet.
Yeah.
But regardless, you're still the fastest kid in the country in the 400. Like, do you ever think about that? And does that give you any kind of perspective as you train and continue to develop in the sport?
I definitely have talked to my teammates about like, dang, I wish I started like eighth grade freshman year and I just only did this, or like I wish like freshman year I did football and track because a lot a lot of these football players are
Yeah.
that might be top in the country in the sprints, but they're also like 3, 4, 5 star football
Yeah.
athletes already. Um, so I definitely do wish I started earlier, but I try not to think about that because I don't want to be like I don't want it to be an excuse.
Right.
Like,
No. Yeah.
yeah,
No, it's not an excuse. It's just, I think it's incredible. Like the first, when I saw you last year, you made it to states. Think about that. You made the first time you ran track, you made states. Like that is just wild. And then you come back and then you're pushing the number one kid in the country. And now you are the number one kid in the country. So just that short progression has just been, remarkable and everything. Two more questions, then we're going to get to rapid fire. Take me through this 45-3 because you guys were down like something like 45 or 50 meters, and you came back and hawked that kid who ran a respectable leg. It's not like
yeah.
he
He
was
split
jogging.
48.
Yeah, he split 48. Um, but you hawked him down. Like, can you take me through
um, once like when I always tell my teammates this too. I don't watch the 4x4. Like when I'm on the side, I'll be down or looking in the crowd or stretching. I don't like watching the race. Um, I think if I did, it just has me overthink what I have to do because I already know what I have to do. But I start once I see the third leg goes off. Once they hit about the second 200, that's when I start watching, and then getting into lane placement. Uh, you can see everyone coming down the last stretch, the distance between it. Yeah, so I know what I had to do. Um, I was I definitely didn't think I would have ran that fast of a split, but I knew if I had to catch him, there was no like let me jog right here. and then crank it right here. I had to go all out off the start. I actually thought I might have went too fast off the start, but I didn't burn out at all. I felt good all the way around, and then around the 170, that's when I really started reeling him in. And then yeah, I was able to pass him around like the last 10 meters, I think it was. But that was definitely that was a fun meet, fun race. I had some good races because that was also my season opener 400 too. So
Yeah, and that was like you said, 46.95. Dude, my legs
yeah,
would have been dead. Like I would have I can't imagine that. like I'm sure you were just spent like after that.
yeah. After the 4x4, yeah, because we had to take a picture too. There was a photographer. That was
That's brutal.
that was rough. Just standing there because I after a 4x4, I don't like sitting. I like walking around because if I sit, it's done.
Yeah.
So when we had to take that picture, to stand in there, that that killed me.
Oh my gosh, I
But
would have been in trouble. Like I definitely would have been in trouble. Um, why do you love this sport? Kind of alluded to it
I,
earlier, but now that you're in it, why do you
yeah,
love it?
um, I think it gives me a way to express who I am because, like I said, I'm not really sociable at all. But it gives me a chance to. I know what I don't have to talk or anything. You know, I just work hard and then go out and show out for everyone that's watching me and for myself. So it puts a it talks for me, my sport. So I definitely I think of it like that a lot.
I like that. I like that. Last question before rapid fire. How excited are you about this season and what are your expectations?
Um, Going into the season, I did not expect to open up with 46 points. Let me say that. Um, I knew um DJ from FPC. That was I knew he was going to be my push in that race. So I already knew he was going to take me out the first 200. So I just kind of stuck with him until the second 200, and that's when I took off. And I was actually really relaxed in that race. When watching the replay of the last 100, I didn't break down or anything. I was just relaxed in that race. Um, but for the rest of the season, I'm excited for Florida relays. I have a few weeks before that comes up. I want to drop something big, definitely. Uh, this season, I'm looking for 45 point though. Definitely in the
Okay.
400 and then 20 point in the 200. And then by my states might be the place, but if I could run a 44 point split, that would make my season.
I mean, you may run that at I don't know, talk about stakes. I mean, you ran 45-3 in February. Like, what are we talking about? You may run that. May run that in 3 or 4 weeks. So listen, especially stakes is later and everything, and you have a little extra time.
Yeah.
Competition is gonna be hot. So you know kind of how it is. So listen, sky's the limit, brother. So you have completed the interrogation process. Now we move on to the final segment called Down the Home Stretch. I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. I want you to answer them to the best of your ability. If you do not, no biggie. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
If there was a food that you had to live with and a food that you could live without forever, what would those items of food be?
I would have to say for probably a bacon cheeseburger, live
Okay.
with, and then like without, I would say coleslaw.
Ooh, you hate coleslaw? that's
Coleslaw.
that's like a random one, but I listen, you can't eat everybody's coleslaw. You cannot eat everybody's potato salad. You can't eat everybody's coleslaw. So I listen, I'm in agreement with that. All righty. What was the last television show that you binge watched?
Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay. Least favorite subject in school.
Math.
Same here. Hate math. Favorite subject in school.
Ooh, I want to say science, but I was really good at English, so I might say English.
Okay. If you could go anywhere for your dream vacation spot, where are you going?
I'm gonna say Spain. I would have said like Hawaii or the islands, but I've been to both, so I
Okay.
definitely want to go somewhere I haven't been. So I'll say Spain or
Spain.
France.
Oh, both are great options. No, I'm definitely with that. Who is your favorite television character that you would love to meet and have dinner with?
Mm, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't think of anyone.
That's all good. Don't even worry about it. All right, just got a few more questions for you. What is the best season of the year? Winter, spring, summer, fall.
Mm, Spring.
Okay. Well, listen, we live in Florida. We just have hot and cold. It doesn't get any better than that. What is your favorite sport that you enjoy watching the most?
Track.
Track. Okay. If you
Yeah.
could compete at any track meet, professional, collegiate, outside of Florida relays, where are you trying to compete?
Uh, Pent relays.
Oh, that would be fun. Got to bring back the pin relays. Got to bring back that allure and that excitement that's been missing. All right, a few more questions. If you had to pick a superhero, who would you? If you had to pick a superhero who you say would. Oh God, I'm butchering this question because I haven't asked it in about 6 months. If there was any superhero that you can pick that modeled your game on the track, who are you rolling with?
Spider-Man.
Spider Man. Okay, why Spider Man?
I don't know. That shit's always been I think that's been my favorite superhero for a while. It's just like a young teenage kid working with what he has. So
Okay.
yeah.
Are you a fan of Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the best Marvel movie? I cannot say character, but movie.
I might might have to go with Iron Man.
Iron
The
Man?
first one. I might say Iron Man. Because I recently they've been kind of butchering these movies. I'm I'm not gonna lie. I definitely think 2010s was their prime
Yeah.
for movies. Um, even when the Avengers movies are pretty good. The first few.
I watched which one did I watch? What was it, Infinity or something like that? What was that long
If
3 hour one where Thanos got
the
the fifth
yeah,
stone?
they got Infinity War was long, and then Endgame was also long.
Endgame. It was Endgame.
Yeah,
Endgame, I took off work years ago to watch that, and it was marvelous. I'm not even gonna lie
yeah.
to you.
I definitely think Endgame was pretty good because Infinity War was like it was like the part one, and then
Yeah,
Endgame was like part two. So
I'm
Endgame was definitely a really good movie.
I'm getting into the Black Panther series. Um, so my mom has watched all of them. She said they're legit. So I gotta get with the times. All right. Last two questions. If there was a dessert that you could live with and one that you could live without, what are you going with?
Live with lava cake.
Ooh, okay.
I haven't had that in a while. Live without. apple pie.
Apple pie. Okay, not bad. Last question. Why does kindness matter to you?
I think in high school, expect like I don't want anyone to think I'm mean anyway, but in high school, I think a lot of people judge your character, especially more if you don't talk a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so when I have small interactions with people, I try to, because I just I don't like talking. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really like talking, but I think I definitely comes off as rude a lot of times. But I think if someone knew me more, they would definitely see that I'm a nicer person than what I'm portrayed as just walking around. Um, but I definitely think kindness can help you. It can set you up in a lot of ways too. It can get you really good connections athletically and outside of athletics for endorsements too. Um, but I definitely think putting yourself out there as a kind individual would definitely help you out in the real world more than just for yourself.
Well, here's what I can say. There's nothing wrong with not talking to people. There's nothing wrong. Listen, I was kind of quiet, and to be honest with you, in some respects, I still am kind of quiet. I like my own privacy. I like my own space. A lot of mean people in this world who talk a lot. So sometimes if you say less,
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with that. And so people can build whatever portrayal they can, but listen, kindness matters. It don't matter if you talk a lot or you say little. And listen, heck, even the Bible talks about people who talk a lot. He pretty much says stop doing it. Because you never know what you could say. But Aiden, man, you have survived down the home stretch. Where can the people find you? Where can the people support your journey?
Um, Twitter, Aiden J Dixon is my Twitter. Instagram, I need a
It's like
if you
username
just
1350.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll definitely come up. You just put in my name, Aiden Dixon, it'll come up username. I'm getting working setting that up and everything. But Twitter is definitely I'm always on Twitter now because of track. So if you need me, I would definitely hit me up on Twitter. My Gmail, ajdixon719@gmail.com. I check my email pretty frequently too.
Listen,
So
and we're
yeah.
talking about for people, serious inquiries only. NIL, not you weird people who are just enjoy being mean to kids, especially when they don't choose your school or whatever the case might be. So listen, brother, I appreciate you. Cannot wait. Be sure to check him out at the Florida Relays and don't be surprised with the time that he drops. And we will catch you all next time.